Barbie girl on the Beach Pro Tour.
All right.
So on the left side of your screen then in the red tops will be the young Americans, Kristen Nuss and Kloth. On the right side of your screen in the black tops, Leslie Humana Paredes and Brandie Wilkerson. That is Mel. Excellent start to the match. A little snap down the seam.
I'm guessing Taryn would be the world's tallest Barbie.
And it's out. Point for Team USA.
I'm not going to argue that. I can't think of any off the top of my head. And of course, she took the nickname like a champion, just completely owned it. You love to see it when a player just gets a nickname just sort of throughout the course of a season naturally. And it's just like, yep, that's the one. I'm in. Excellent timing on the move from Nuss. Our first attempt in transition. Oh, and what do you know? Kristen Nuss tags a line.
Yeah, that was perfectly timed. You could see that whole thing develop. And from our end zone camera there, the jump into the angle from Taryn, the slide to the line by Kristen, perfectly done by the USA.
Big swing from Brandie Wilkerson, one of the best offensive players in the world. It just flies. She's listed at 5'10", Rich, but she plays, I don't know, 6'6".
Well, yeah, she's one of the most explosive athletes out here physically. So 5'10", not tremendously tall by World Tour standards necessarily, but yeah, I agree with you. 6'6" is kind of about what she plays at.
And Taryn Kloth sort of breaking the ankles there of Melanie in line and just getting that cut shot to go. Nice snap from Mel. Is it in? It goes just long. No challenge from Canada, so the United States will take that break to extend the lead to 2.
Kristen Nuss.
Excellent dig from Nuss. And then there's the patent to Kristen Nuss jumbo, and line judge signals out, up ref signals in, and Nuss now arguing for a touch, both arguing for a touch, which is not the burden of the player to call. Now let's listen in to the argument by the Americans. And Nuss wins the argument, saying that the down ref saw a touch. Down ref then communicates that information to the up ref, and there is the touch on that left hand of Brandie.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, Brandie staying silent there, which, as you mentioned, it's not on her to make that call. That's why we have officials. But you do see it from time to time. The players will just kind of alleviate the debate and call it on themselves.
Oh, what a sliver that is from Kristen Nuss. Now, eventually, sometimes, Rich, I've called on myself just hoping that the universe will give me that karmic justice later.
Yeah, that's, you know, that is certainly, I think, what people think when they engage in good sportsmanship, that, you know, karmically you set yourself up well.
That's the perfect dig on that on-two from Wilkerson, and then just that little sliver down the line, putting it away under the block of Brandie. Now, if there's a sort of a first world problem of being someone who jumps as high as Brandie does, it's that you go up for so long and that sometimes the low angles can be left available.
Yeah, it is a challenge of sorts. I think you have to kind of lead with your hands a little bit, so as you're ascending, you're kind of shutting down those little slither outs the players might have. But, you know, it is, there are some spots that can get exposed when you're up as high as Brandie Wilkerson is at the net.
Love this, that fun new camera angle. I call it the video game camera. We really get that sort of eye-level view of what the players are watching. And that is going to be wide from Humana Paredes. So United States, a commanding 7-2 start to this opening set. Out of system play from Canada. What a set that is from Brandie Wilkerson.
Yeah, that is phenomenal recovery from Canada there, because they looked like they were set to give up their 8th point to the United States, but good escape. Great set, as you mentioned, and a good little roll shot over the top by Melissa.
Trouble here for the United States. An option well taken from Wilkerson. Canada earning their first point of the match.
Good communication from the Canadian women. You could hear Melissa telling her the right side of the court was open.
Excellent block from Brandie Wilkerson. The timing, the handwork, perfection at the net.
Denying Team USA. Canada 5, USA 7.
Yeah, you mentioned the timing. You could see her go second, which is what you want to do as a blocker. You want to kind of make the attacker commit and then make your move.
And Mel not able to corral that one. Sort of looked like she got kind of frozen there by Nuss. And that's, if it hits Mel's platform, that's going to be a rare error from Humana Paredes. Excellent shot from Humana Paredes. Just putting enough snap on that cut shot to get it out of the reach of Nuss.
Yeah, the crispness is really what stands out on that shot, right? It's almost like a 50-60% swing more so than a cut shot. She needed that to elude the defense of Kristen Nuss.
Wilkerson has been working on a jump serve all season long, sticking with the float. Mel, excellent timing on that move in defense. Wilkerson, another option. This one dug from Nuss. And then Nuss sends it just a little bit long. So Canada picking up the defensive pressure, sort of forcing that error from Nuss.
And how about this? Just when it looked like USA were already running away with set number 1.
Big swing from Taryn Kloth. Putting on some pop is the Barbie girl. Excellent move from Taryn Kloth. Just the positioning from Kloth on that one. The set drifts inside, but Kloth stays exactly into that big line.
Yeah, I love that. That's excellent discipline to just hold your ground even as that set drifts inside of where you are as a blocker.
Option from Wilkerson goes way long. Kind of a missed hand contact on that one from Brandie.
USA 11, Canada 7.
And look at that serve from Kristen Nuss. My goodness, the movement on that float was just nasty.
It just fell out towards the sideline, because that was well in, and it fooled Melissa that much.
Canada now switching sides on offense, so Mel is going to be on the right, Wilkerson on the left. It's going to be a free ball incoming for the U.S. And cut shot goes wide from Nuss, and the body language, she can't believe it. And anytime Kristen hits an error out on that cut shot, I almost can't believe it.
Yeah, that's a couple sort of uncharacteristic misses we've seen from her so far, and that's why it's even as close as it is on the scoreboard, even though it's a 4-point advantage for the U.S.
And another one. That one might be on the ball mark from the last cut shot. Just missing that, maybe an inch, 2 inches wide. And so 2 straight errors is going to help Canada bring that deficit down to just 9-12 at the technical timeout.
The team that wins this match will move on to the semifinal tomorrow against Team Australia. Mariafe Artacho Del Solar and Taliqua Clancy await their opponents tomorrow in the semifinals. We already have our first semifinal. And we await for our second one.
Out of the timeout we go. And as we expected, an excellent defensive matchup so far. Side out percentage not at its highest in this match, but it really isn't going to be when you're playing Mel and Brandie and we're playing Kristen and Taryn. The advantage is the United States at 12-9. Both receiving her second serve of the match. That's going to be an ace serve for Melissa Humana Paredes.
Served by Melissa Humana Paredes for Team Canada. Melissa to serve.
Back to Nuss they go. And that is another error on Kristen Nuss. 3 attacks for Nuss, 3 straight errors. And now Canada is back to within just 1.
Yeah, that's kind of how this first set has gone. U.S. jumps out to a lead. Canada claws back. U.S. stretches it out again. Canada claws their way back. It's a little bit a tale of inconsistency of these two teams.
And Nuss, the over on 1 tomahawk, no good. Canada with the 3rd chance in transition, no good. Nuss to save the side out. And it's still dug. And it's still going to the Taryn Kloth, putting it down with a block.
Point goes to Team USA.
Phenomenal rally
USA
there.
13, Canada 11. Taryn Kloth to play the serve.
Kickstart the USA. Second half of this first set.
Option from Wilkerson. That is perfect placement on 2 from Brandie Wilkerson.
Canada, super spike. Brandie Wilkerson to play the serve.
And speaking of perfect placement on 2, Taryn Kloth
USA 14, Canada
lobbing that one
12.
perfectly into the line.
Yeah, it was a really nice decision as well. No hesitation. A little crossbody slap or fall.
Oh, that is an excellent line shot from Mel.
USA 14. What a close quarterfinal this is. Melissa to play the serve.
Nice hands from Nuss. What a dig that is from Mel. A rare pull dig from Taryn Kloth, and then the transition put away. Another defensive battle.
Yeah, that right there was maybe the contact of the rally.
USA just sort of hanging on to this 2-point edge right now. Hasn't been the most consistent play from either team at the moment. But given the rash of errors that the USA has suffered, the fact that they're still up 2 just speaks to their level of sort of, I don't know, grinding or mental fortitude to stay in it and just keep sticking with the points. Kloth has to go. and somehow gets sort of the 180 standing line roll off the soft block to go down perfectly.
A little whirly bird to the corner.
Tarrant to play the serve.
Certainly surprised Wilkerson.
And Brandie, she was in the right spot for a semi-normal shot, and then Kloth breaks out that one and nearly tags the line with it. Excellent move from Kloth at the net, just hangs sort of neutral in the angle, and then big leap into the line to put the U.S. back up 4, maintaining the pattern we've had this whole match.
Yeah, that's a couple times we've seen that out of her. As the set drifts inside, she just holds her ground on that line. Really good discipline from Barbie, the Barbie girl.
Canada now down 4 again.
And
And Mel, no doubt on that one. Excellent swing.
Canada 14, USA 17. Brandie Wilkerson to play the serve.
Easy pickup from Mel, and the on-two from Wilkerson is going to go down. Excellent pass from Melissa Humana-Paredes. Another good on-two decision execution from Wilkerson.
The back and forth continues.
No option taken from Kloth. It was available. Again, that line roll dug by Mel to bring it back within 1. Nuss, just perfect dig. What a pull dig that is from Wilkerson. And the high jumbo from Wilkerson is just long. The USA just continues to kind of hang on to their lead.
Yeah, that's kind of been the story of this first set. Is both teams have had a bunch of opportunities to score and then just kind of missed the mark on some of their shots.
Wicked serve from Nuss. That is going to be the second ace from Nuss. It was the exact same serve she hit for her first ace, where it just gets at the left side of Mel and just drops even further.
Yeah, the movement on that serve is astounding.
What a dig from Nuss, just over the hand of Tarrant Kloth. Good pace on that swing from Mel.
Big spike for Canada.
A little extra
Canada
pop.
16, USA 19, side switch.
Now, typically a 19-16 lead inside out is a relatively safe one. But with the way that this match has been trending and patterning, 19-16 lead, not safe at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, when the USA was up, I think 12-8, we thought they were looking comfortable. And it has been anything but that throughout this first set. So, right on cue, Trev.
And speaking of the devil, Brandie Wilkerson, that timing again. When you try to hit those sort of short line shots over Wilkerson, you're playing with fire because she gets so high and throws it straight down.
You love to see that from a timing standpoint, still on her way up, slamming that ball down.
Patented. The patented Nuss jumbo.
That is just perfection and execution. Nothing Mel could do on that ball.
That'll bring us to our first set point for the United States. Up 2017. They'll have 3 cracks at it should they need it. A rare serve sent the way of Wilkerson. And that is going to go just a bit outside. And that's going to give the United States a 21-17. Bit of a topsy-turvy opening set win.
Yeah, far from consistent from either team, but the Americans did generate a tremendous amount of scoring opportunities, and they're just slightly better in their conversion rate.
And I think that speaks to the value of defense, because you're going to have off matches offensively But defense, to me, I have sort of a theory, kind of an untested theory, so I'll run it by you. The defense, it always travels, or travels more consistently than offense does. Maybe your passing isn't right, or maybe your hand on ball contact is a little bit off, but your defensive system travels a little bit better. And you look at the top teams in the world on both the men's and the women's side, and they're the top defensive teams in the world. So even though that was a bit of an offensive match for Nuss and Kloth, their defense, as it tends to do, picked them up.
Yeah, I would go with that. I mean, it is all about kind of imposing your will on your opponent. I mean, that is the name of the game, right? Everyone, I agree with you that there's ebbs and flows in everyone's offensive game, but the ultimately the tactic in any match is trying to get your opponent out of system, right?
Good defensive opportunity for Canada, and just a little bit long. Again, the transition efficiency, not perfect for either team. Another opportunity not taken advantage of. And there's Mel giving us a taste of her own medicine with a perfectly placed jumbo.
Not jumbo become something we see more and more out here, and I'm here for it.
There's a jump serve from Wilkerson, her new tool this season. And the cut shot from Nuss, she missed that a couple times, not missing that one. And what a read that was from Wilkerson to pull off the net, but the cut shot was just too perfect.
Yeah, and that's a tremendous read by Kristen Nuss as well, to see that and know she has to go all the way to the sideline and then executing it.
Perfect timing from Nuss. And Nuss missing that one wide in transition. Another, keep saying rare error. They're becoming less rare in this match anyway, so it keeps the score tied up at 2-2. Perfect shot from Nuss, and Mel is gonna think she thinks she got that ball up and that was a premature whistle. It's always so difficult to tell, especially because if your arm's going through the sand, and then you pick the ball up, it's so difficult to say if it's down or up. That looked up.
Yeah, that looked up.
Excellent dig from Kloth, goes over the net. What a shot that is from Wilkerson.
Canada 3, USA 3. Brandie Wilkerson to play the serve.
And this serve will keep the side out in favor of the United States. All side outs thus far. We've yet to see an earned point in this second set.
Now, sometimes I think, this is what you get when teams know each other so well and have played so often. Sometimes you can see this, I don't know if you want to call it inconsistency or just less than precision rear its head.
Well, we've mentioned the timing of Brandie Wilkerson at the net a number of times. How about the timing on this shot from Taryn Kloth, her third block of the match?
Yeah, and that was a great look at it there, too. She goes up second, kind of reads shot, waits to explode out of the sand, and then just gets up and swats.
And there's another block from Taryn Kloth. Huge left hand into the angle of Mel to stretch the lead to 3.
USA 6, Canada 3.
Might have landed before either of them.
Excellent serve from Kloth. Not just an excellent serve, that is an ace serve from Taryn Kloth. So Kloth in the last 3 points has engineered 3 straight virtually by herself. Block, block, ace is a pretty good stretch.
Yeah, it's the Barbie show the last couple points here. Couple stuffies and a service ace. Stretching the lead off for the USA.
And right on cue, Mr. DJ playing the theme song of the year for Taryn Kloth. The Barbie girl, as deemed by the fans in Tlaxcala, Mexico. So just as we saw in the opening set, the United States jumps out to a big lead early. They were up 7-2 in our first set, now up 7-3 in the second. And Canada's taking a timeout here.
Taryn Kloth and Kristen Nuss for Team USA, 5 podium finishes on the Beach Pro Tour this season. And we're back. Here's Melissa Yuanaparedes, the world champion.
Out of the timeout we go.
And Brandie
Kristen Nuss, Taryn Kloth, jumping out to an excellent start in this second set, up 4 and up 1-0. They are 1 set away from advancing into the semifinals and the medal rounds of this Beach Pro Tour Finals. Another difficult serve from Kloth. An open net option swing, well handled from Mel. And then Mel, does that catch the line? Yes, it does. What a play that was from Melissa Yuanaparedes.
I mean, that's one to earmark because if it goes 8-3 USA, it might be a night to the Canadians. But that dig on a wide open net by Melissa could be a game and a match saver for them if they can mount a charge here.
And there is the signature cutting of Kristen Nuss.
USA 8, Canada 4.
That is nasty.
Nice run down from Nuss just to keep the play alive. And then really nicely done from Brandie Wilkerson. Hasn't had an abundance of opportunities on offense. Has taken advantage of the majority of them when she's had them. Perfect timing on the move from Mel. And Mel returning with a cut shot of her own. Just as we saw in the opening set, Rich, the big lead from the U.S., and then it sort of shrinks out. It's almost like a slinky pattern where it stretches out, and then it gets more, and then it gets closer. And it'll stretch out and gets close again.
I like that, the slinky.
An exciting quarterfinal.
Kind of
The
the
winners will face
earthworm
Team
just
Australia tomorrow in the
working its way
semifinals
along
of
the
Beach Pro
sidewalk.
Tour. Brandie to play the serve.
The earthworm quarterfinal match we have here. And that's just what you get when you have two excellent stalwart defensive teams where deciding out is so difficult. Nice rundown from Mel. Not just rundown, that's an excellent soft block set. And Nuss sending that one wide. And the defensive pressure from Canada just continues to mount. And now yet again, they're down just one.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool aerial look at that whole rally, the way it developed. Mel running down a line shot, Kristen running down a line shot, just ultimately missing her last line shot attempt wide.
Set's a bit too far inside. Mel almost gets sort of the chicken wing off her shoulder to go.
Canada 7.
Yeah, tried to body it into the net.
Play the serve.
On two from Wilkerson, just sneaking that under the block of Taryn Kloth. Good choice again on two from Brandie.
To play the serve for Team Canada.
Yeah, always good to be able to do that when the blocker has to run up to the net and doesn't have time to establish her position.
Short serve well handled from Kloth. It is just so difficult to get a high line to go over Wilkerson untouched, and then the turn after the soft block and put away will tie us up at 9 apiece.
9-9. Melissa to play the serve.
Yeah, this is kind of wild because, you know, one of the things about both of these teams is typically they are very steady, very consistent. So this kind of up and down in their execution levels on both sides of the net is a little bit confounding, I would say. But it is, as you've mentioned, a testament to how strong the defensive pressure is being applied by both sides.
And I was chatting with Nuss and Kloth yesterday after their pool play win over Kazakhstan and Rice-Schoon, and they just said point blank, our first two matches, we were just bad. And then there's Taryn Kloth getting her 4th block of the match to put the USA up 11-9. Now, they certainly weren't bad in their final full play match yesterday against the Netherlands, but it's just been, as you mentioned, kind of a little bit choppy. Good footwork there from Kloth. Nice dig from Nuss, just so balanced in defense. And Mel returning with a dig of her own. And the on-two from Kloth finds the line, just as we were in set number 1. United States up 12-9 in the second set.
Yeah, just like that. Canada get level. U.S. put some defensive pressure on and take a 3-point advantage into the technical timeout.
And that graphic on the left-hand side of your screen just sort of, it's very indicative of how this match has gone. With, you see 2 3-point runs in the last 10 points alone, which is relatively rare at this level of the Beach Pro Tour. And I think, as you mentioned earlier, that speaks to just the familiarity of these two teams. They played one another 11 times in the last 2 years now. So there's no surprises. There's no new scouting reports. The tendencies are known. The defensive strategies are known, and it's just who can end up putting the ball away more. Well done from Mel, moving the defense with that back set and finding the open space with another jumbo post.
USA 12. Brandie Wilkerson to play the serve.
On 2, perfectly handled from Mel. It's just going to be a free ball coming in. And there's Brandie Wilkerson. Excellent left hand, sealing the line of Taryn Kloth.
Yeah, we talked about the discipline of... Sorry, I got distracted by our on-court MC, Bianca. I don't know what's happening. She was going into a kata of some sort.
Monster block, karate kick, whatever.
Point team USA 13, Canada 11.
Brandie kind of letting the Americans off the hook with a missed serve. And Taryn must have gotten a hand on that, as the ball is still in play, and that is a perfect shot. I see ball mark on the line, and up ref does as well. Perfect shot from Kloth.
Yeah, I think the play that preceded that, Trav, I think Brandie might have missed it on the first swipe at it, and then it went off the net, and she just recovered with a good touch. So it was well done just to keep it alive by Canada, and then the shot couldn't have been any more perfect from Taryn Kloth.
Excellent move at the net from Kloth just to keep the play going. And the tomahawk set from Kristen Nuss. How can you teach a tomahawk set off a soft block to be perfect like that?
Yeah, you know, that's one of those, that's an excellent question. How do you teach that? I think that's something that just through repetition, you know, players have a feel for it or they don't. You know, Casey Patterson was a guy who had unbelievable touch with his tomahawk. Kristen Nuss, obviously, similar in that regard.
Now going back to the back set she had on the very first point, and another jumbo goes down from Melissa Humana Paredes.
That was very impressive out of the middle of the court. Go away and over Kristen Nuss. Perfect.
That reaction from Brandie summed it up. Excellent shot. And that is a thumper from Taryn Kloth.
Do Canada have one more push in them? USA with the 4-point lead relatively late here in this second set. It's been seesaw the entire way. Canada need one last push here if they hope to extend this to a third set.
Oh, wow, what a serve from Nuss. What a dig from Nuss. And what a shot from Nuss. Kristen Nuss, what a rally that was.
USA 17, Canada 12.
Yeah, phenomenal serve. Just dug a heater. And then she just kind of sliced the bottom out of that little line shot, it looked like.
And on two from Wilkerson, well placed. But damage has been done. The lead extended from the United States. Now up 5 on their side out. Lovely. Just lovely from Kristen Nuss. Now, just to go back to our point about the tomahawk control, Drew Hamilton, coach of Kristen Nuss and Taryn Kloth, did just send in a message and say the tomahawk soft block set is a staple of our training.
Oh, really? Is that being said facetiously or?
He goes, obviously joking. That's just Kristen being Kristen.
Okay. Yeah, it's just, you know, there are people with sort of a preternatural ball control feel. Right? And Kristen Nuss would certainly be one of those people that just have a knack for controlling the ball no matter how they contact it.
And some people just have a preternatural feel for tremendous vocabulary. Preternatural, the word of the day from Rich Lamborn. Excellent dig on the first from Mel. Can't quite handle the heat from Big Barbie on the second big swing. United States getting closer and closer to these semifinals.
Kristen Nuss to play the serve.
The aggressive high-fiving.
Watch your hands, Kristen.
Yeah, you got to have your rotator cuffs really solid to put up with that.
That is out.
And no touch, no line to be caught for Mel. And now the United States up very comfortably in this second set. The late push from Canada not to be found. First match point, Kristen Nuss, Taryn Kloth trying to march into the semifinals of the Beach Pro Tour Finals. Taryn Kloth for the match. Not yet. And then the poke set to the poke shot goes wide from Brandie Wilkerson. Kristen Nuss and Taryn Kloth, big hug, big celebration. Barely squeaked out of pool play. Needed a big point differential to do so. And blink and he missed it, and they are into the semifinals.